Waiting for people to chime in. Waiting for people to chime in. Waiting for individuals to chime in. Peace, love, and blessings to everyone. We're going to talk about this thing. We're going to have fun tonight. Conversation and reviews, King Conversations. I'm also live on Rumble, so y'all can check me out on Rumble as well as YouTube. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. We want to continue to keep the likes up, keep everything going, and we just gonna flow, and we're gonna have a good time. You know, everything is about the flow of energy, the flow of water, the flow of life. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into it. Conversation and reviews. So Phylicia Rashad was on The Breakfast Club. And boy, was it blissful. It was peaceful. You're talking about a woman of style and elegance. You're talking about a woman that is just amazing in her own way. We're talking about Miss Claire Huxtable from The Cosby Show. I mean, man, I still be watching reruns. But she said some very, very powerful things, some very soulful things, and it resonated and hit home. You know, when it comes to the Black community, there's so much division, you know, and when you have so much division, there's an agenda behind it. Something is going on. And why a large number of individuals feed into that agenda, I don't know. But with this generation, we see the downfall. We see the disaster. We see the disobedience. We see the stubbornness, hard-headedness like ever before. The generation after this, I truly feel sorry for. And, you know, you have our elders that speak life, that speak truth. Large number of individuals in this generation don't want to hear it. And that's cool. That's fine if you don't want to hear it. But when reality comes and taps you on your ass, you're going to get it then. When reality comes and sucker punches you dead in your mouth, you're going to get it then. When reality comes and pays you a visit, you're going to get it then. So without further ado, grab your shoulder pads and your helmet, and let's get this work. Let's go.
Your time, so I just got a couple more questions. What's a lesson you learned way too late in life that you wish you figured out sooner and you would teach to the next generation?
Now, this is going to sound weird to you after everything I've told you.
Mm-hmm.
The lesson that I learned later in life was that I'm enough. Mm-hmm. As a young girl growing up, you know, and young girls go through this, you'll know.
Yes.
You go through a period where you feel like, and it's because you're looking outside yourself. You compare yourself to everyone else you see, and you're not enough. Because you don't dress like that one, or you don't have hair like that one, or you don't have legs like that one. You can think of any number of things. Young girls go through this kind of thing. Usually happens around adolescence.
Mm-hmm.
That stood out to me amongst other things that stood out to me. And when you look at the way a large number of women behave, I can kind of see where where that comes from, where we stem from, you know. And it's not about getting on a woman, getting, shaming and all of that. No. It's just about having a wholesome, fruitful conversation. Because here's the thing, believe it or not, men have gone through that exact same thing, trying to find your way, and knowing that you're not good enough. All of these emotions, all of these things playing a part. But when you go back into one's childhood, it's like, what things was being said to that little girl or that little boy? It makes you wonder what was being said to them. How was they being treated? It makes you wonder. It picks your brain a little bit. You are more than enough. Excuse me. You are more than enough. You are worthy. You are great. You are wonderful. You are brilliant. You see, every man and every woman is incredible and amazing and talented. And I want to see the best for men and women, regardless of the color of your skin. I want to see people prosper in more ways than one in their best way. Let's continue to hear what Miss Phylicia Rashad has to say.
Where you feel like you're not enough. Part of that had to do with my mother being so beautiful, my father being so handsome, my sister being so cute, my brother being so whatever. And I just thought, well, when I was born, the Lord was doing something else.
You really
serious? I'm serious.
What age was this that you felt like that at? You said
when I was 10, 11, 12. And that's a subtle thing that you'll carry with you until you look inside yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you start looking inside yourself. And that thinking vanishes and goes away. Because it's only when we look inside ourselves that we see what beauty really is.
So when did you get to that place of worthy?
It's about that beauty. And here's the thing. When I see a large number of women on social media behaving the way that they're behaving, it's like, why? That's not what's attractive to man. Why should you disrespect yourself? Why should you behave in such a manner where you block your inner beauty from being seen? Same thing with men. The way a large number of men behave. A large number of men block that true greatness of what's inside them to be seen by many. These clips, wait until I hit you with the last clip. You're going to see what royalty really looks like, what they don't teach you in history. Let's continue.
I was about 34, 35 years old.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And now I look back at those pictures of myself and I say, why'd you feel like that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The mind That's why it's important to teach young people to look inside. And there's too much going on right now that's so distracting for them. I don't know how young people feel if they listen to news reports today. They can't feel empowered.
feel
Because
hopeless.
it's not meant to do that for us, for anybody. I was taught a very great thing. I heard a very great thing from a great being some years ago. Make yourself great by making others greater. And that's what I would teach a young person.
You've been so gracious with your time, so I just got a couple more questions. What's a lesson you learned way too late in life that you wish you figured out sooner and you would teach to the next generation?
Now, this is going
And
to...
with that being said, you have to be a light. You have to be that light that shines for many people to see. And I always tell men, you know, and women as well, be who you are and whose you are in the season of your life. Because your life is important. And knowing who you are and operating in that, embracing that, to me, there's a lot of people walking around this world lost. And you see it. We all see it. We see how lost a large number of individuals are. If you tapped in, please put a number 1 in the chat, like the video. Let's increase these likes. Let's get these likes going. Let's get this algorithm going. So we're going to go into clip number 2. And like I said, there's a lot of things that need to be said. Now, this sister here caught a lot of slack because of her comment. But I want you to listen. And we're going to, we're going to rap the taste a little bit. Let's tap in.
Missing my point. Y'all think my video is a rebuttal against her saying that young women need to dress more appropriately. And that's not what that is. I clearly said, why did she censor that around men? She specifically said when she's on the college campus, she sees the way these young girls dress. First of all, these young women, we're going to say they're around 18 to 25 years old. She's talking about the way that they dress. Okay, that's fine. Older women, they've been talking about the way younger women dress for years. Who knows? I might get older and older and start talking about the way these young girls dress as well. My thing is, why are you telling 18 to 25-year-old women that are in college that the most important reason why they should be dressing more appropriately is because of a man?
For her to say that,
after the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct.
what the fuck was that? I'm sorry. I had to say, I had to speak on it. You just took what she said out of context. But on the other hand, you just proved a large number of individuals right. That's the reason why they're going in on you on the comments. It's not, she wasn't censoring that around men. Basically, in a nutshell, she was saying the way a large number of women carry themselves and the way they're dressing on campuses basically is disrespectful and distasteful. I don't care if you on a college campus. I don't care if you walking around everyday life. The way you carry yourself is how people are going to perceive you. Okay? And she coined the phrase on that. She called that thing out. But for some reason, you have a problem with it. You should have kept your mouth closed. You should have kept all your damn comments to yourself. And that's another problem going on with this generation. You don't know when to keep your damn mouth shut. When your elders are speaking, shut up and listen and take notes. Because it's the very advice that they're giving that can save your ass. Let's continue.
These aren't married women. For y'all people in the comments that keep saying a man and a woman, man and woman. These aren't married people. These are young college-aged women just living their lives. Why do they have to wake up in the morning and be like, oh, let me put on something that a man is going to be okay with?
And she didn't say it because of that, dumbass. You just prove every man right. You just proved her right. It goes beyond college. See, I've been waiting to comment on this one right here. This heifer, this heathen right here. This nigger lip beast right here. I've been holding back. But just listening to her comment. Yeah, a young woman should be presentable. You don't like to be called a hoe? Look at the way you dress. That's like calling a man sassy. Look how you let your pants hang off your ass. Individuals are going to have their stereotypes. How you carry yourself is how a person's going to perceive you. Let's continue. Dumbass.
And then for y'all that keep saying that I disrespected Phylicia Rashad and all of this, just because I disagree with what she says, that don't mean I disrespected her. That's y'all problem. Y'all think just because we grew up looking up to somebody or seeing them on TV, or we respect them, that we can't disagree with something that they say. And then another point that keeps being missed in my video, when I said Coco, an example of a woman dressing how she wants and her man accepting her, because clearly y'all keep saying that no man wants a woman that dresses this, and y'all know that that's not true. There are plenty of women that are strippers, that do content, that are Instagram models, that dress however they want, that have men, that have husbands, that have people that are interested in them. Why do y'all
don't know real man? Excuse me, let me take a sip of my bourbon, because this one right here is about to get heavy. Don't no real man want a woman to dress like a hoe, dress like a streetwalker, 304. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I'm going to keep it a penny with you. A man wants a woman that dresses in a respectful way, in a respectful manner. Because that's what real women do. Real women respect themselves. You see, real women don't go around calling themselves boss bitches. Real women don't go around wearing skimpy things. Say that stuff right at home. Lead to the imagination. A real woman presents herself in a respectful, wholesome, peaceful, graceful manner. We can already tell you hard-headed and stubborn. We can already tell you don't listen. You took everything that Miss Phylicia Rashad said and took it out of context. But I'll take it a step further. You were triggered by what she said. That's why you're responding the way you're responding, because your ass was triggered.
Make it seem like this isn't a thing in real life. But anyway, I use Coco and Ice-T as an example because they've been married for over 20 years. And she dressed how she want to dress. And he's fine with it. And I ain't...
Yeah, that's true. But also, too, player, she changed the way she dressed. How come you ain't mentioning that? She changed the way that she dressed. She covers up a little bit more now. Even she came to her senses. Let me hear you mention that. Don't worry. I just did.
Never heard about him cheating on her or beating her ass or nothing crazy. They be chilling. And no disrespect to Phylicia Rashad, but she's been married and divorced 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. And it's clear that the way that you dress doesn't keep a man or doesn't make a man treat you right. Okay, I had to make a
Bullshit. What she's saying is a reference of this. And I had to play the original so that y'all can really get it and hear it. And leave me a comment after you hear what she has to say.
Miss Rashad, where dignity and grace were everything. So do you ever look at how wild Hollywood is now and you just think to yourself, boy, y'all got it easy. Y'all wouldn't have got away with that in my day.
Yeah, you'd have to look at Hollywood. I could look at the way young ladies dress.
I knew I should have worn some other pants.
You got your
I'm
ass
not
out.
talking
You see what
about
I'm saying?
that.
Covered
You good?
I'm talking
knees
about.
out,
I'm talking about
elbow,
I'm
shoulder
talking-
over here. I
I'm-
just,
you know,
you want my coat?
the young ladies are so beautiful.
Mhm.
They're so beautiful, and something has happened in popular culture. You know, and I don't mean to be critical, and I hope young ladies listening don't take this as personal criticism, because I don't mean it that way. But you're young queens. I'm taken aback when I see on a college campus young women dressed in strips of clothing. But more importantly than that, no man wants his woman to be out like that.
Do you agree or disagree? I agree with what she said. Don't no real man want his woman dressed in a provocative way where it's going to draw negative attention. Don't no man want that. No man's going to sign up for that. And when you hear a large number of women that promote that, excuse me, it says a lot about their character and wonder why they get treated the way they're treated. They get talked to the way they get talking to. Look at your character. Look at the way you dress. Look at the way you behave. Look at the way you act. Look at the way you respond. Men are not just going out saying all these harmful, disrespectful things to a degree. You have some that open up the door and make way for a large number of men to say those things. But on the other hand, you have some disrespectful men, excuse me. We get that. And we acknowledge that. But at the end of the day, as a woman, look at the way you carry yourself. You sit up there and got Glorilla, Sexy Red, Ice Spice. Hello, need I say more?
Right?
No, I grew up on Method Man saying, wearing 3/4 of cloth, never showing your stuff off. Boo. That's what he said.
That's right.
But not only that, it's like there's today's designers. I mean, there's ways. There are other things, and I just
Leave something to the imagination.
Yeah.
it would be nice.
Some things are for my eyes only, you know?
Yep. And like you said, there are ways of being sexy without showing so much.
Oh, please. And that's really not sexy.
I mean, one of the most sexiest, most beautiful pictures is you. I forgot what year it was, but you got on like a basketball jersey and like some jeans. You eating some popcorn. That's an iconic
Is
picture.
it the white jersey?
Yes.
That was
But see, that's clothes. That's fun. There was nothing wrong with that. It all comes down, again, it goes back to what I was saying about the generation to generation and how the generation shift. And in this generation, a large number of individuals are influenced by what they see on social media, what they see in the movies, and they're acting that out, and it's not working for them. Not everybody is cut out to behave and to be like that. Let's go.
That is a beautiful picture. That's like, that is the epitome of sexy.
Oh well, I think it has a lot to do with what they see, or what they're emulating what they see.
Yeah.
See, we grew up in a time where the singers, these ladies were dressed down, darling. These women, they were wearing robes and gowns.
But also, we grew up in the era where true R&B was true R&B. True hip-hop was true hip-hop. True gospel was true gospel. Now, whoa, Nelly. We grew up in an era where, excuse me, men respected themselves. Women respected themselves. We grew up in an era where men opened up the door for a woman. And the woman said, thank you. Peep game. If you're taking a woman out on a date, we grew up in an era where, excuse me, a man opened up the door for a woman and she leaned over and unlocked the door for a man to get in the car. And if she didn't unlock that door, that was a sign of disrespect. And more than likely, that was the last time she was going to go out on a date with him. Because there's certain things that you was taught, certain behaviors you was learned, especially when it came to treating a man and a man treating a woman. There's certain things you was taught and what you learned. Let's continue.
And do, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, it's a little different today.
Yeah.
That's so true. Now, peep this out.
Like you do. Yeah. We try to say women are the ones who need to feel emotionally safe, and they do. But human beings want to feel safe. When you love a person, you want to be able to share everything with them. You want that to be the person that you can go to when anything good or bad is going on in your life. More than likely, that's the person that if you're having a bad day with them, your whole workday is messed up. And not that you can't do your job, but your mood is different. And not necessarily that you're treating other people bad. It's just that when you're in a good place with your partner, and you won't be always, but when you're in a horrible place with them, happy occasions that you want to share with them just don't seem as happy. And I'm not saying that you can't be happy without a mate, but when you're in love with somebody, baby, you want to share those good times. You want to look back and relive those good times and talk about how you got to share that with them, how much it meant to you.
And to me, that's what being in love is like. That's what being in relationship is like. Being connected with the person is with. When you two can have those communication times. It's how you two communicate. The way you communicate. Creating those memories. Creating that legacy. See, these things here, large number of individuals in this generation don't know nothing about that. They so damn lost. It's pathetic. But when you listen to someone like Kimberly Reed, and she is a licensed therapist, saying the things that she's saying when it comes to relationships, when it comes to two people loving each other, when it comes to two people partnered up, geared up. Most are not ready for that because most can't handle that. Pay attention. I got one more clip coming after this. And it's going to really set the tone on a lot of things. Let's go.
Be able to share it with them. And when you feel like you can't share the best moments of your life, your career, your dreams, your goals, your accomplishments, it could mean that you just don't feel safe. So remember, you are not the only one who needs to feel safe in this relationship. Your man does too, baby. So go sit that man down and talk to him. Let him know that your lap is his sanctuary for anything, and show him by your actions. I love you, be well.
And when it comes to making a man feel safe, excuse me, yes, a woman should be made safe, but also a man should be made safe too. See, a large number of women, you have to change your mindset. It's not always about you. Excuse me. When two people are in a relationship, it's about each other. When two people are married, it is about each other. The needs. But one thing is that we're seeing is here in this generation, what we're seeing now is a large number of women are selfish. That when it comes to the needs of a man, he gets shamed for sharing. It's a problem. It's an issue when a man is only sharing. But it's okay for a woman to share. No, it goes both ways. When you are in a relationship, it's a partnership. It's together. Us together. When it comes to a marriage, it is us together. There's nothing wrong with taking your man, sitting him down. Babe, what's on your mind? Babe, what you need from me? You know, affirmation, positive affirmation to a man is golden. Just to have his woman say some positive things. Positive affirmation is golden. Because when you are in that relationship, we hear so much bad. But what about the good? What about the way that a man treats his woman? The way a woman treats her man? The way a woman loves her man? The way a man loves his woman? We have to continue to stay on that. We have to continue to ride the waves of those types of positive energies. Those positive vibes. Why? Because good men and good women have always existed. You care less about the color of your skin. You a good man, you a good woman. When two good people come together, they both are the prize. Well, a woman says, if a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. That's true. But you also know what's written in the Bible for man also pertains to woman. So the same thing will be in reverse. If she finds a man, she finds a husband and obtains favor from the Lord. Women are the prize, men are the prize. It's two good people that come together. They both are the prize for each other. And the moment individuals begin to understand that and receive that, then they can have a healthy relationship. You can do all the right things for the wrong person. But don't let that stop you from being your true, authentic self. Just pick up your shoulder pads and your helmet and walk on. Here, I'm going to show you the last clip and I want y'all to pay attention. This is what royalty looks like, but has been taken out of the history. There's a lot of things that they don't want you to know about. And it's amazing when you do your research. And the more you do your research and you find certain things out, it makes sense to you. Peep this out.
Now what's going on here, America? This is the Black royal family of Britain. Way before Queen Elizabeth, way before King Charles, this was indigenous black people that ran the world. I'ma say that again. This is a royal black family that ran Great Britain. Where you get your Berlin Wall from and everything. Come on now. America, we need some answers on this one. Why they ain't tell me about this in school, America? Why they wasn't teaching this up in school, America? All through elementary, all through high school. I ain't never heard of this in my life. Why it take the 2024 for me to figure out that it was black people ran the whole Britain. They was kings and queens and emperors and empresses. The indigenous people, the true Israelites, the Cherokee, Choctaw, Blackfoot Indians of America, of the whole world. I'm talking about the Tartarian land too. Why they wasn't teaching us this, America? Why? Now what's going on?
When I see royalty, when I see black royalty, this is what I see. When I see the love between husband and wife, when I see the respect that the queen has for her king, when I see the way king and queen love and treat their children, that speaks volume. There's hidden treasures that most don't talk about that goes on. And I'm going to play it again. There's hidden treasures that most don't know about. There's hidden treasures that ease the mind. There's hidden treasures that shines like light. When we talk about legacy, we talk about generational wealth. We talk about family values. We talk about the protection between each other, between king and queen, how they protect each other. Talk about the value that they hold and that they bring to the table. They talk about it. Let's hear this again for a second time. Let's run it back like a running back.
Going on here, America? This is the Black royal family of Britain. Way before Queen Elizabeth, way before King Charles, this was indigenous black people that ran the world. I'ma say that again. This is a royal black family that ran Great Britain. Where you get your...
They ran Great Britain. They ran Great Britain. Things that were created and made in Great Britain, they had something to do with it. Israel, the Hebrew Israelites, had something to do with it. Blacks had something to do with it. Let's get it. Let's talk about it. the things that they don't want you to know. But it's amazing when you do your diligence and you do your research, the things that you will discover.
The Berlin Wall from and everything. Come on now. America, we need some answers on this one. Why they ain't tell me about this in school, America? Why they wasn't teaching this up in school, America? All through elementary, all through high school. I ain't never heard of this in my life. Why it take the 2024 for me to figure out that it was black people ran the whole Britain. They was.
But again, black is the most dominant race on the planet. And you see the division. So if the other side can keep blacks divided, then the other side win. Long as black men and women keep themselves divided, well, it is what it is. We let them destroy themselves. We ain't got to destroy them. They're doing a damn good enough job of that on their own. And this is what needs to stop. This is what needs to change. This is what needs to shift. But now, they don't want you to know about this. But when you have black menswear, black flash mob, and shout out to that whole empire, black menswear, when you have that brother putting on black flash mobs in different states, men wearing suits, doing things within the community, they get shamed. They get shamed for doing something positive within the community. They get shamed. They get called all kind of names in the book. And who's doing most of the shaming? Modern feminist women. Because they can't imagine seeing handsome black men in suits doing things within the community and also having their sons. All of that is character building. That there are good black men doing things. There are good black men that care. And those black men are fathers, husbands, boyfriends. And if they're single, they just single men handling they handle. Excuse me. But these are the things that they don't want you to know about. What about the children, the black children, the black boys and girls that are entrepreneurs, that are inventors? How come that don't get talked about? But you want to sit up here in shame and talk about the bad things that a large number of black boys and girls they do. What about the positive stuff that they do? Let's shed light on that. Let's shed light and talk about how the black man loves to come home and looks after his family. Yeah, see, this is royalty right here. This is what we're going to see more of. Let's continue.
Kings and queens and emperors and empresses, the indigenous people, the true Israelites, the Cherokee, Choctaw, Blackfoot Indians of America, of the whole world. I'm talking about the Tartarian land too. Why they wasn't teaching us this, America? Why?
Because they don't want you to know about yourself. Once you begin to know who you are and whose you are, ain't nothing nobody can do to stop you. That's why. That's why they want to keep you from learning your heritage. You don't need to identify yourself. When you begin to know self, when you begin to know who you are and whose you are, when you begin to embrace that, when you begin to discover that your ancestors invented things, everyday things that you've been doing, using, and so forth, excuse me, came from them, came from Black inventors, Black men, Black women, things that they invented, the iron, the street lights. And that's just a couple of things that they've invented, the railroads. But most don't want you to know your own history. So guess what? If certain people, if certain individuals in certain places are not willing to teach you your own history, guess what? Teach yourself. You want to hide something from a Black person? Put it in the book. You want to hide something from a Black woman? Give her $1. Some of these oldest tricks that have been in the books, a large number of individuals are discovering and sharing it. Educate others. It's okay to educate others. I want to thank each and every individual for spending time with me this evening. And again, we shedding light on things. Be that light. Be that light. You are enough. You are more than enough. Take that with you and go be great. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like the videos. Leave a comment.